Oh. No, that was both of them. Why would you both do that? Why would you both go in the same spot?
Broccoli completing it. We're meeting in the middle. And then it all ends. Oh god, it all ends.
In the elevator.
Is this the part where you stop me?
No. I'm seeing you off. You are almost at the bottom. If you live long enough, we will see each other then. Confront each other then.
What is this, Dracula?
A goodbye.
That's nice of her. You know, in theory. Prized possessions.
I've actually seen that jar before.
Oh, wow. All right. I was about to say, if the checkpoint is actually physically in the
seen that jar
location,
before.
then I'm dead. Like,
Had it in her room.
there's no way I'm surviving
On a
that.
desk, tucked away.
So again, more time to explore.
Oh. That's a cool action figure.
Dracula is kind of is that a Pokemon? Interesting. Yeah, every so often they do give us a little bit of an exploration into Dracula's kind of like past and
Can't carry it.
things about her that would be nice to know as you get closer to the end. I actually really like that as kind of like a way of it's honestly like it's a better way than just kind of like having all of that stuff be explored in cutscenes, like having it be a part of the level design and having it be like actual like, you know, structure, level structure is like very, very useful to be able to kind of like, make sure that people are properly engaged in what you're trying to do. It's not a thing that every game can do, obviously, especially not as effectively as it's being done here.
Wonder if she's still watching me.
You know, definitely one of those things where you can see there is importance in the
It would
variety
make sense
of
for her
kind
to
of, like,
find some way to
settings
look over
that
my
they
shoulder. I'm being asked to go left, right? Last piece of baggage.
What's more, you're also given a lot of really fun kind of like, I guess stages of grief would be a good kind of thing for it. Like I said before, like this game's relationship between characters that exist in it is like, that's kind of the fulcrum for everything. Oh, there's a guy. That I think is like the most important thing to have, like keep in mind as you're making your way through that is like of importance. like I said before, kind of thinking about the fact that the game was originally the original concept for the game was kind of like actually leading like a ring of hostages sort of out of the location. I guess that would make it like pretty much monumental, like kind of be like, you know, it make it essential for completion to either make it so that you can kill the hostages, make it so that the hostages are like, you know, it's not about the amount of hostages that you can save, or like, you know, more than just kind of the fact that you can, you know, bring at least one of them out. But then that becomes a situation where it's like, oh, you know, all of a sudden you have to worry about kind of, you know, how people are actually going to play based off of that kind of stuff. Like, are people actually going to care about saving the hostages if, you know, the way to do it is too hard? Given that there are multiple endings in this game, it's like, you want to make sure, like, the thing with games that have, like, multiple endings in this kind of setting is, like, you want to make sure that, like, people feel like it's viable to do both. Like, if it doesn't feel like it's viable to save the hostages, then nobody's gonna do it. And nobody's gonna do that until it's resolved. On the other end, if it feels like it's viable, and it's just a situation of just, like, your own personal decisions on what you want to do, and that makes a lot more sense.
Sure. That's a big fucking fire in the sky.
Deeper we go. Oh. So, I mean, yeah, like, I guess that's kind of the thing. Like, I haven't really made mention of why I've been doing that this entire time, but, you know, if you know, you know, and if you didn't know, I guess now you do. Like, it helps that I'm, like, so close to the end of the game now that, like, me explaining that isn't just, like, something I say for posterity and then can change my mind after. Oh! The camera turning is really screwing me up.
Not here.
So I guess instead, in this particular... Oh, hey. How's it going? No, it's not full. Oh. I was gonna shoot the launcher.
got some pals.
Oh, that was a steak, not a pill. Oh. Staking him when there's nothing to stake. So yeah, if you really want to, you can just use the launcher to instantly kind of deal with them. I feel like that might be the most logical choice to make. The good news with some of these levels, some of these later levels, is they kind of like, you kind of can put yourself pretty close to the elevator by the end. Padded walls.
I'm gonna assume this is an open invite.
I don't remember where this is. The thing is like the levels not being numbered on the screen is definitely, you know, that makes it harder for me to kind of tell. Like, I only know like what number I was before because of the fact that I knew kind of what number I was supposed to be looking for the pill cop stuff. I would have to assume, in theory, if I survive, I would have to assume that I'm pretty close to the end now. Probably within 5 chapters. You can tell, especially with kind of how, you know, much more somber the music is. Wish I could pick up a sword. That'd be so sick. That makes sense, but, you know, it would be sick, though.
This space feels cluttered, like the void is losing its mind. This is one of the first times I feel like I've made an impact down here.
Oh. No, that was both of them! Why would you both do that? Why would you both go in the same spot?
Duck Lake completing it. We're meeting in the middle. And then it all ends. Oh god, it all ends.
I know a specific level is like a marker for like some of the last like pieces.
I prepared myself for this. This is what we've been working towards. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is the last thing I'm supposed to do.
So once we get to that, I'll for sure know that I'm in the end game stretch there. Got slashed and I got jumped. But you kind of see more in these last few levels, like changes to the stages of grief in this experience.
Sick.
Because he's too deep, you know, obviously, you know, it's too late now to
This
change
is
your
what I've
mind.
been working towards. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is the last thing I'm supposed to do.
And I mean, you honestly wouldn't want to, like, at this particular juncture either. Like, think about it, it's just like, you know, actually the world isn't as important as me saving as my ex still being alive, basically. Maybe, just maybe, though, there is this kind of thought of being able to convince her as he goes deeper down.
I've got a brother out there.
It's not gonna happen.
We don't talk. I don't talk to anyone. Last person I talked to was her.
More kind of abuse stuff there, like the isolated feeling, in a sense where you feel like you just only kind of exist for that person. It is really interesting how that is incorporated into the plot. Like, yeah, I obviously make jokes about the relationship between those two characters there, but it is definitely fun to kind of see how that plays out based off of kind of the way it's structured there. Because it's obvious that that is kind of like the basis for all of this. You know, abuse sometimes doesn't make it well, etc., etc. And that abuse can be depicted in a number of ways. It can be depicted in punishing level design, as well as in, you know, as well as in, like, the actual abuse that the character experiences.
You are my life and my death. You in my hands, Dracula.
Alright. You might need to.
How did the
put pen
void make the
down.
puppets worse? I don't know how you even do that. Oh, God. How did...
Oh.
How did the void make the puppets worse? I don't know how you even do that. Oh, God.
Oh, metal puppets. Now. So I lied. That's actually the boss of the enhanced enemies.
I think she's watching me.
I like how he kind of says that like multiple times. He kind of has this thought where it's like, just like, he does have to kind of still look over his shoulder, even so.
That one is different.
Now it's time for a level completely in the dark. Thankfully, this time we actually do have a flashlight, so that helps quite a bit.
And usually stops battery.
But as far as being able to, like, get stuff done, you are going to have a bit of a tricky track. Again, the shotgun is probably... I think that the shotgun, like my tier list for weapons, the shotgun is at the very top. The only weaknesses that the shotgun really has is just its distance, and a lot of that can be mitigated just by the other weapons you got there. Like, you really can just kind of keep yourself in a good amount of time and just use these two weapons and you'd be good.
Don't hurt me.
The main things that break that up are, of course, your ability to, you know, hold as much ammo as possible. There's considerations for that, obviously. And obviously your considerations with bullet time. Like, shotgun is probably the worst gun to use during bullet time.
I'll be honest, I don't think this meat is edible.
If you're able to kind of cock and pump and... If you're able to use the shotgun properly, then you're in a good spot, basically. I'd say the main thing is just kind of keeping a safe distance. Enemies get close to you, back up. Most enemies won't, like, don't have a lot of tricks to be able to kind of close the distance quickly. And once they have long range, just swap to the gold stock. Or something of that nature. Take them out that way. Here, one more left. They're in the vicinity, they're in the area. I can hear them, I can see them, I can feel them. Where are you, like?
Please don't hurt me.
Sorry.
Still not even a harsh word. I really hope we're on the same side. Got ammo.
It is interesting how the camera position
Another
changed.
14 people, all gone. Abducted, murdered. We don't know.
And the police still couldn't catch them?
There was nothing to... Another 14 people, all gone.
True
Abducted,
crime
murdered. We don't know.
podcast time.
And the police still couldn't catch them?
There was nothing to catch.
But you said there were traces.
Tons of them. Signs of struggle, blood, muscle tissue. It's just that every time the police tried to follow a lead, it would turn up a dead end.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a series of cauterized wounds, but for evidence.
I've never listened to a true crime podcast, but this is like
Well,
that
speaking
type of
wounds,
analogy is nuts.
We're gonna take a couple of minutes to tell you how you can stop your time from bleeding out by building your website with Blinkbite.
Oh, that too.
The joke.
Honestly,
Another
true
14
crime
people,
stuff
all
is
gone.
like
Abducted, murdered.
I
we
am
don't
so
know.
I
And the police
hate
still
it
couldn't
all.
catch them?
There was
Like,
nothing to catch.
But you said
there's
there were
so much
traces.
better
Tons of
content
them.
out there to consume.
Signs of struggle, blood, muscle tissue.
And like,
It's
there's
just
like a
that
whole
every time the police
section
tried to
of,
follow
like,
a
people
lead,
who are just
it would
like,
turn up
no.
a dead end.
Wow.
I have to find
Yeah.
out about
It was a
random
series of
people who've been
cauterized
killed
wounds,
and,
but for
you know,
evidence.
listen to ad reads in the middle.
Well, speaking of wounds, we're gonna take a couple of minutes to tell you how you can stop your time from bleeding out by building your website with Blinkbite.
The joke isn't in the best taste. The show is good. This episode, that's one of the things that led me here.
But you know, if you're talking about kind of like connections to horror, you honestly can't come up with stuff better than the connection to like true crime. Like, I feel like that is kind of the most like prescient modern horror kind of like connection that exists out there. For better or for worse. Probably for worse, I'd say. You know, like I don't even have to put for better in there, but you know. These metal ones are really tough to fight.
Okay. Wait on.
I remember this being a bit tough. This isn't really a boss, but it's definitely like a character you have to like, you know, keep a lot of consideration with how you. So, you know, of a similar vein. The good news is you have a partner, and it's this little spirit that shoots blasts at them at the same time. Oh. Or maybe it shoots it at you once or twice. That's weird. So it is helpful to kind of like, you know, keep a bit more of a distance.
Finally.
Preserve your ammo a little bit more. Mind you, there's a lot of ammo to collect in this room, so even if you go about it the way that I did, you're still relatively safe.
I guess I did see you.
All right. I think I know where we're at now.
I keep expecting her to come back and say one more thing. She was wearing a suit. It was a suit I'd seen before, a classic suit. Her hair was different, long fingers. She always looked good in a suit. You look at a piece of fabric sometimes and know exactly what it feels like between your finger and your thumb. Now she's cold when you're standing next to her if you're close enough, even through the clothes, and fuck me. I miss her. I miss my monster. Get it together, James. One more time. Before the end of the world.
Now we come to my least favorite song and my least favorite part of the game.
Just 'cause he black don't mean he the DJ.
Just 'cause he black don't mean he the DJ. Now again, this is another one of those unique set piece stages where you very much are kind of like expected to kind of like, you know, it's completely set up differently than the stuff that you've experienced before.
One more time.
The setup,
Before the
the
end of the world.
arrangement, the level design. But this is probably one of the worst songs in the game, unfortunately. I would say it's the worst song in the game, honestly.
Just 'cause he on stage don't mean you chant what he said. It's radio. I'm fighting a fucking radio.
I will say that I enjoy James's kind of like feeling throughout this level, because he feels very like, this is very much kind of like him being able to experience the grief of everything that's going on as it's going on.
place, grow some feet. Yaga, transform and beat. Building strides and takes to
It
the
is a
street.
DJ.
The beast finds new hunger to treat. I'm not getting out of this monster club, baby. You're not getting out
Found
of this
ammo.
monster club, baby. We not getting out of this monster club. We not getting out. We not getting out. We not getting out. So show me love. Let's give it up. Riffs in the floor consume the conceit.
One of those things where like the idea is sound in theory, but I feel like the song is very. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks.
Could have been anyone down here. It's me. I mean, sure, it would be me. Believing in fate and its perfect love sacrifice. Because this is a love story.
I'm gonna die in this monster. I'm not getting out of this monster club. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out. You're not getting out of this monster club. Fucking who you got in this monster club. Taking your last shot. Don't care if it looks hot. Gonna back it all up. Cause it's your last drop. We're not getting out. We're not getting out. Slugging your last drop. Don't care if it looks hot. Gonna back it all up. Cause it's your last drop.
But yeah, like the layouts are a little boring for this one. This is kind of just going back to the hotel setup, but like with these kind of larger floors that exist in there. Some ASM setups as well, specifically. Oh, hi. And then every so often you get a little bit of a slight kind of, you know, disco floor thing that's pulled in from the castle. But it's just, you know, it's just okay. Like, if it wasn't for the song, I would look at this level and I'd be like, alright, but, like, the song kind of makes me, like, really dislike it a lot. And I'm just like, okay.
Just cause he black.
Out of ammo.
He a DJ. Just cause he on stage don't mean you chant what he say. Tie your club and started pulsate. I raced for the door like a floodgate. Entrance hall, it began to glow. I get wise and die. Runs over, panting and thrown. Spikes shoot out, spear sticks.
Some of those nights you can just
Windows
tell.
blink as club starts to rise. Neon signs of pupils. Claps for the cries as chanting NASA sees up the ride. Nigga really made this place grow some feet. Transform and beat. Building strides to the street as new beast finds new hungers to treat. I'm not getting out of this monster club, baby. You're not getting out of this monster club, baby. We not getting out of this monster club. We not getting out.
There we go, all those beautiful puppeteers. Because my trauma's down here too.
Out of this monster club, let's give it up. Riffs in the floor consume the consumptive. Gal snap off.
Oh. I don't know what I was doing there.
Heels retreat. Stop this now! I hear someone bleating, but even building climbs and eats up the skyway.
There we go, all those beautiful puppeteers. Because my trauma's down here too.
Like, if nothing else, one thing that I enjoy from it is that this is kind of the one level where James is actually like, this, you can kind of see that the experience is definitely getting to him. The fact that the disco level is not exactly my favorite though.
Nice ammo. Good damn this all.
And of course, like, you know, the last little section there is just it's the same kind of setup that you had with Jay as well. So, oh well, it's over now. Hey, how's it going?
I don't think I'm safe inside here anymore. I don't think I'm safe anywhere.
From what I understand, this is the last
I just
syllabus.
living in my head.
The last area structured around this. Setup.
I still don't know where that meat flesh came from. I'm gonna die that way.
Oh! I was like, I probably could have closed the distance if I wasn't mid-pill. Mid-pill. Goodness, they can't fall through. I will say, you know, for all my grumbling and griping about that last level, this one has one of the best songs in the game. I will say though that, like, I find personally, I think the instrumentation stuff is better, but I mean, like, I feel like that's kind of a given in some situations. Like, that said, they do a very good job with all aspects of the music and all aspects of the gameplay structure. And this is just, I personally find that I'm like drawn to like songs like these a little bit more than I play myself. Just my opinion on that. And to be able to follow up that last level with this is really freaking cool. I don't even know what I'd like compare this type of music to, but like, it bangs. That's all I have to say. Mistakes. Oh. That's gross. Goodbye.
Couldn't hold more if I tried.
Oh, yes. Perfect.
Maybe. No. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna think about it.
People probably have noticed that whenever I see those guys, I generally do a little bullet time just to make sure that I have the extra amount of time needed to knock them off. Oh! It's honestly just because sometimes I don't feel confident when I'm fighting those types of guys. I'm just like, yeah, like, I don't want to run the risk. Also, I bungled that up big time. But yeah, it's just down to a thing where I'm just like, listen, like, the last thing I want to do is put myself in a position where I'm thinking, oh, I probably could have taken it out if I was a little bit faster, or if I was able to shoot it a few times. It's one of the more boring uses of bullet time, but, you know, better to be boring than dead, right? Even though, you know, I have ended up dead quite a bit in this game, so what's that saying about me? Can't get me anyway. Haha. Monster.
No. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna think about it.
There we go. Oops. This was the mistake I made. I ran through there as opposed to letting her come to me. And then moving oh! Or I did that wrong anyway. I kind of suck personally. Like I was about to say, it kind of sucks that I haven't gotten a checkpoint throughout kind of my experience so far. That's on you, honestly.
Can't hold more.
Okay, let's heal up so that way we don't run into the same problem we did before. So I guess maybe if I rush the room, then maybe I can figure it out.
No. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna think about it.
clawed up by that guy. So. Oh, dude. Very cool. I feel like I'm very close to a catch. Yeah. I was right on top of it both times. I guess the good news is like the checkpoints kind of like reset based on kind of like what's going on around you as well. So like I think the last, you know, if I just tried to brute force it, I would have had a bunch of enemies behind me. Silver lining. Shaky. Really shaky. Like I said before, the biggest problem when you're playing this is that when you do a little restart, all the enemies in the area are still triggered as though you've already beat it. Let's eat some pills real quick. Oh, hey. That's just one or two. Let's see. It's honestly kind of fun when the enemies don't trigger the way that they should. Makes my job a little easier. I'm good.
I'm tired. I'm really tired, and I'll be honest, I thought my clock would be out by now. I could collapse right here. How fucking tragic would that be?
I hear you, Chase. It's been a rough experience.
So I have to keep going. Living the story I tell myself. Believing in it.
Checkpoint here and is very much deserved. Because, jeez.
Can't carry it. You see,